I have two announcements before you watch this vlog. Firstly, tomorrow I'm doing another live stream with Jamie and Simon and a new person this time called Sally. So she will be joining the three of us to answer your questions live about Oxford and Cambridge and whatever else you ask us about. And that is happening tomorrow the 24th at 8 PM British time. Secondly, there is now a new way for you to find out about the life of Cambridge students, and that is through the CamTweet project. So there already exists a hashtag called OxTweet, which is used by people in Oxford to tweet about their daily lives. Now Cambridge are doing the same thing, and I'll put links in the description so you can go and find stuff about other people, so you're not just following my life exclusively. But that doesn't mean you should stop following my life. I'm going to keep uploading vlogs, so here is the next one. I have loads of things to do today. It has taken until week 6, but the workload is finally increased to normal again, to the point where I have too much to do. But my shoes are falling apart, so I need to go and buy some new ones. I'm worried that this is going to take far too long and I'll not have time to do all of the supervision work and project work and other things that I need to do this weekend. Well, it took me 2.5 hours, but I finally found some shoes. I don't know how people who live in Cambridge buy shoes. There's just no choice in any of the shops. But I found these. It's taken up most of my day. Maybe I can get a bit of work done before dinner, but it's already 10 to 6 now. I think I'm going to Spoons again for dinner. Yes, please. Sure. Thanks. I've just been stopped by a group of people on the way back from lectures with a camera, and they wanted to do this really short interview, and they filmed me and asked me in one sentence, what does nature conservation mean to you? 2 minutes later, another couple of people stopped me asking for directions to some building which I'd never heard of, but I googled it and found it funny. So my good deeds for the day are done. At 6 PM today, in 15 minutes, I should be getting a call from a company called Palantir. They're based in California, I think, and they do like big data analysis. And they're going to call me with some sort of first stage phone interview for a job there. Now, like many tech companies, they interview like crazy. If you keep getting through to the next round, you end up having like 7 interviews. This is the first step, and I've never actually had a job interview before, so I don't have much experience with coding interviews and comski interviews like this, apart from like my Cambridge interviews, but I imagine this is going to be quite different, probably harder. Maybe not this first one, but if I do well enough and get through to more rounds of interviews, then it'll get difficult. Anyway, I'll shut up and wait for this call. Hello? I'm okay, thanks. How are you? Well, I don't think I'll be getting a job at Palantir. I don't think that call went as well as it could have done, but I'm going for dinner now, so I'll forget about it.
You might not ask too many interview questions.
It has been a whole week since I was last at Revs, so I'm going again tonight. I've started drinking now just before it gets too late. I don't want to have to like down half a bottle of vodka just before I leave. I bought these plastic shot glasses in Sainsbury's. Ignore the pills on the table there. I have read the leaflet. It doesn't say don't drink alcohol, so that's probably fine. I hope I don't give the impression that the only way to have fun is to drink and go out here, because honestly most people don't do that. It's just me, the alcoholic. put free drinks in Roger's room. If he opens the door. He hasn't heard, has he? He let me in. I've been here like 5 minutes and I think I've already drank more than I did in the 2 hours in my room. Started playing Ring of Fire immediately with only 3 people. It's been about a week since I was last in here. My bike is still locked to this person's. So I went to speak to the porters about my bike that's locked up to somebody else's. And every bike is registered, they have a number on so they can find out who it belongs to. Except that one, it's got a sticker with a number and they have no record of it. So they don't know whose bike it is. They said they've got an angle grinder to take D-locks off, but there aren't any like power outlets near the bike sheds. So they can't do that. So I've got no bike until this person comes back. It's been like that for a week. They obviously exist because they've done it in the last week, but they haven't cycled since then. Now I'm going to be late. I'm going to miss this lecture now, basically, which is kind of important, on computer systems modelling. The bus that goes past the lab has just gone past, but it didn't stop. I was on the wrong side of the road, so I couldn't stick my hand out. And I'm not going to be able to get to the next stop before it does. Usually it gets stuck there at the light for ages and I can get to the next one, but nope, there it goes. Okay, I'm here, I'm 20 minutes late, but I'm going to go into the lecture theatre anyway. They're also setting up for the careers fair, which is this week. I got to the lecture before halfway through, so I saw most of it. I'm not going to the next one because I'm dropping that course on information theory. Now I'm going to work on my project again. I spent ages on this last night. I was up till 2 AM trying to get OpenCV to write a video file. Because it is very difficult in OS 10. Nothing works. I spent so long trying to get it to work with FFmpeg. All of the instructions were like 5-6 years out of date and didn't apply anymore to the new version, and I couldn't even get the old versions to try those out. And I was creating video files but not putting anything in them because I was choosing the wrong codec, and OS said that I had to use lowercase letters for the codec because it seems that in Windows uppercase is the normal thing to do, and all the instructions were for Windows. I found this on like the comment of a Stack Overflow answer after searching for hours. Then eventually, just before 2 AM, it finally started to output a video. But I haven't actually finished my like milestone things for today for the meeting with my supervisor, which is in 3 hours, so that's what I'm going to do now. I didn't have time to get any more work on my project done before the meeting because I was having lunch, and my supervisor walked past and said, "Oh, actually I've got some free time now, do you want to have the meeting now instead of at 3 PM? So I explained to him all the problems I had with OpenCV. He seemed somewhat understanding and isn't too angry that I haven't been doing enough work. Although he's rescheduled, we're having meetings every 2 weeks. So the next one should have been in 2 weeks. He's brought forward to next week instead to make sure I've got something done by then. Okay, another piece of supervision work is done, computer systems modelling. Supervision is tomorrow, it's a bit late, so I'm going to email it to my supervisor. Done most of it, probably the most complete piece of work I've done so far this term. There's just one question, had the one with tons of algebra. I've given up with because I did loads of work and couldn't really get anywhere. The lecturer said leave 3 pages for the answer. The interface on here is actually awful. Another Sainsbury's ready meal for dinner while I watch The Apprentice. I can't wait to get home for Christmas so I can have some better food. The time is 1:23. I should probably be asleep. Look at that brilliant autofocus and that lovely white balance as well. Look at my nice blurry yellow page, which to be honest is how it looks to me in real life at this time in the morning. Looking at this algebra becoming a messy blur of x's. It's a horrible question, it's just horrible algebra. Show that one thing equals another thing. I don't know why this is useful. The lecturer said that It's satisfying to do, but I'm yet to feel satisfied. Not from this anyway.